Salutations and good morrow everyone, welcome back to another grounded update video. Today I'm going to be going over a topic that has come up in my comments a lot more often more recently, so I just wanted to put a little bit of a kibosh to it and have everybody understand exactly where Pollen is. Now before we jump into that, I'm just going to remind everybody, make sure you guys subscribe if you haven't already. Only 1/3 of you guys who actually watch these videos are, and I'm hoping to get that number up. But let's hop in, let's talk a little bit more about pollen. So obviously pollen is going to come off of flowers, correct? But in order to get it to come off the flowers, you actually have to cut them down. Now, a lot of the flowers in the game are not able for that to happen. Yes, you could go harvest the hostas plants, but that does not mean they're going to drop pollen. That means that they're just going to drop their petals. Now, what you can do is you can actually cut down dandelions. Now, they do drop pollen from time to time. It's not a 100%, but around every 60% of the time when you cut down a dandelion, there is a chance for 1 to 3 pollen to drop on the ground anywhere in the map. But what I want you guys to know is that these bees that are floating around have a lot more to do with the pollen and the nectar in the game than just time. So in the morning, there is a higher chance for there to be pollen and nectar on the flowers, on the dandelions, on the weeds that are around the backyard. But as the day progresses, these bees that are all around, that are floating all around me right now, will actually go pick all of that up and attempt to bring it back to the hive. That is a lot of bees around the hive. But what I will say though is that another way you could get pollen is by attacking a bee and pulling it off of their legs once they die. So aka when you kill it and you harvest it, you will have a chance to pick up pollen. So that is another way to get more pollen in the game. But what I want to tell you guys is I have had tons of people saying, I found pollen over by the Frankenline. I found pollen over by the wolf spider by the porch. I found pollen walking over by the anthill. I found pollen over by the sandbox. That's great. So if you guys look, a lot of people are saying they're finding pollen pretty much on this side of the map, right? All throughout this area right here. Well, what is right over here? Think about it. What is in this area? That giant beehive. So what actually happens as you're running around, the pollen will fall off of the bees' legs. So if it falls off their legs, wherever it happens to land in the backyard, that's where you're going to find some pollen. Now, they don't stay for very long because the aphids like to come and get it to make their aphid honeydew. But or, you know, the gnats like to come and get it as well. But just as a word of caution to you guys, it can really be anywhere in the game. It doesn't have to be in a certain spot. Now, I'm going to go ahead and fight this bee here. Let's see how many bees I made mad by doing this. Be gone, bee. Come on. How are you still out of my range? Ow, ow, ow. Stop it. I'm wearing your armor. That shouldn't hurt that much. That's a lie. Wearing their armor doesn't mean they do less damage to you. Get back down. Okay, you know what? We're gonna give you the poke. We're gonna give you the poker. We're gonna give you the poker, bud. You're getting the poker. All right. So, as you guys can see, I got bee fuzz and stuff, but there's a random chance that when you kill them on their little legs, there will actually be small parts of pollen left over, or when the body completely disintegrates, if you don't pick it up off their legs, it should just be sitting on the ground wherever you got it from. I wonder how many of these guys I can actually make mad by shooting them with arrows. There is a lot of bees over there. Did I even hit one? Let's see. Can I even hit one from here? Maybe. A little bit higher. I did. How many did I make mad? Oh no. Oh no, I made the whole hive mad. Oh no, I thought they all turned around to fight me. I was gonna say, that's crazy. A little bit of a pollen mist here. Let me just go ahead and get these guys off. Now, there is a chance that these guys aren't dropping any pollen, only because they've been floating around the beehive for so long that they actually haven't been going out pollinating. But it is in the game patch notes that pollen is coming off of bees. Hello, little guy. Are you over here to get pollen? Yeah, you see right there. You see floating underneath him? Did you see that for a second? If you go back and you pause it when he's floating there, you will see he actually has a little piece of pollen floating right underneath him that if you were to kill him, you could have harvested. So the bees definitely do carry around the pollen. They drop it all around the map. Now, before we go any further, a lot of people will ask me, well, Sim, what the heck do you need pollen for? You know, there's not really anything in the game that we really need pollen for at the moment. And that's where I'm going to say you're kind of wrong. These Shinobi Sneezes, you need 3 pollen and a grub hide, and it's a pollen puff blast that hides you from enemy sight for a short amount of time. So what this is one, it lowers the amount of attack damage anything's going to do to you if it doesn't de-aggro you, and two, it gives you something called invisibility. Okay, now what it means by invisibility is your character doesn't actually turn invisible, it just means everything around you will now de-aggro from you, so nothing will want to actually attack you anymore. Everything will start to ignore you for a short amount of time. Thus, if you are getting low on health, these can come in handy. They really do, especially in harder game modes away from, from medium all the way to low. Those game modes, these are actually going to come in handy. But I will say that there is going to be an item that's coming to the game that will fix our pollen problems. Okay, if we go under utilities here and we look right here, this is a pollen accumulator. Now, I can put this down, okay, and as far as I know, it doesn't do anything yet. I could just build this and wait, but it is not in the game. It's not quite ready yet for it to actually be in game. It's not fully developed. It looks exactly like the lure trap at the moment, so it still needs to have its finishing artwork done on it, and it still needs to be finished the programming on it actually accumulating pollen for you. What this is supposed to do, I believe, is it's supposed to show a nectar, so that way the bee comes down, they land on it to get the nectar, and it'll actually pull the pollen off of their little legs, thus giving you an easier way to get pollen. I think that pollen's actually going to start coming in handy when it comes to building some of the other things in the game, including some of these new base building items. It doesn't really say yet, but these mushroom-esque things and all these feather things, I believe that these here could at some point maybe need some sort of pollen, maybe bee parts. I'm not really sure because we don't have the recipes in game for them other than knowing that we need pollen or a mushroom goo. But other than that, guys, that is all that I had for this video. I know it's a shorter one for you guys, but like I said, I just wanted to debunk it and show you guys where is pollen now and how did it change and where did they move it to, and where can you find it. And really the answer to where you can find it is wherever you see bees buzz around, that's a chance to find pollen in that area. If you guys don't like that, just start going and cutting down weed stems and just look around on the ground after it falls down completely, because those dandelion tufts, when they fall to the ground, sometimes they actually release pollen bits that you can pick up. And if you guys get them that way, make yourself a couple Shinobi sneezes. It will really help you. But like I said, guys, before, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys liked it, hit that like button for me. And also, if you guys want to, you can subscribe and then join the channel, becoming a member. And for 99 cents, you guys can show the channel a little bit more support and make it so I can keep on making more videos for you guys. And as always, I'll see all of you guys in the next one.